Hello, felting friends. So today I am going to show you my review for Kimberly Czar's Christmas Elves. They're almost finished. I definitely recommend taking the class. It is through Living Felt Tutorials, and I really enjoyed taking the class. I decided to buy this a couple years ago, this class, for the to see how she does the structure of her dolls. And I knew that when I bought the class that I would probably do my own style of faces, which I have, and I also have a video showing you how I did that. But the body is the style that her class teaches. So if you want to take the class, that's where you can find it. Here I am just doing the finishing touches on my face. Some people have asked me about my pen tool, and it is a Dimensions brand tool, and I got it at Michael's hobby store originally, but I did find it on Amazon, and so you can find it there. I will try and post a link on this video, on the intro to the video. So here I'm just taking a little bit of brown wool to outline the eyes. It just gives them a little bit of depth. And as you saw, I did put it in the nostrils and then in the ears also. I did use some colored chalk, kind of powdered chalk on the cheeks and the nose and the lips. And I just take a little paintbrush. I did that off camera, just kind of get the powdered chalk and with a paintbrush and just kind of use that. But I really enjoyed taking the class. It's not the style of body structure that I'm going to use in the future. I'm going to stick to my own style. So on my next doll that I'm about to start recording, probably next week, I want to get my clay out to finish up these dolls, and then I will start on the next one. And those will show you the structure that I chose and that I will be using from here on out. So I'm excited to do that. I've thought about doing the Coraline dolls, and then I had another kind of original design in mind. And then also I will be doing portrait dolls. I really enjoyed styling these elves after my family. So they weren't too thrilled that I was doing that at the time. But I did kind of try to style them after my family. And so that was really fun. So I like doing that. And I will probably try to list that idea once I can get a model of maybe myself or maybe a celebrity in the new style. Then I'll advertise taking commissions for the portrait dolls. So that's kind of to come. I'll be working on that. So I'm really excited to do that because it's probably my favorite part is to try to get the features and the face to kind of look like, who I want it to look like. So I will continue showing you those videos and making, giving you the tips on the faces. So here I am still with the brown wool, just kind of showing you to go around the eyes. I did try making some eyelashes originally for these guys, and I used a trick that I learned. I don't remember where I saw it, so I can't give credit, but you take a little ribbon, and then if you cut the ribbon in half and you kind of fray one end of the ribbon, it'll get, all frilly on the ends. And you can put that in there instead of the wool. And I did have that in there and it did work, but I just think the eyes are so small that the eyelashes were just way too heavy. So I did end up taking them out. I may, after I harden the faces with my glue mixture, I may end up just using like a little pen to make some marks for the eyelashes. These are boys, so I don't want them to have, really big eyelashes. So I might do that just with like a little pen. And I've shown you the glue mixture in another video, so I'm not sure that I will make a video of that or not. I don't want to make too many videos with these elves because it's not my original design. It's not my class to teach. It's Kimberly Czars from Living Felt Tutorials. And I really just wanted to show making the faces. So I didn't want to give too much about, the making of these dolls because it is a paid class. So if you want to learn how to do that, go on livingfelttutorials.com. I'm not getting any commission or anything. It's just a recommendation, and you can purchase the class. You can do the face. She teaches a lovely face and very good instructions. I just decided to do my own. You can definitely do the face how she has it. And she's a very good teacher, so you can do that. Yeah, I just decided to make some videos while I was working on this project because it was a kit that I had bought that I really wanted to work on, and I just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing. So you didn't think I disappeared. So it's been fun working on them. Nice little break. Yeah. Sorry, there's an airplane going by. So here I'm just putting some brown wool in the mouth to give a little bit of depth. This guy has kind of like an open mouth. So that's usually what I do is I put a little bit of brown wool in if it's an open mouth, just to show that depth, and then kind of extend it over to the corners so that you can give a little depth to like the sides. You can reinforce, whether you have a frown or a smile, and it just kind of helps a little bit to show some of that shadow. I originally learned how to do faces from a YouTube channel. Her name was Felt Alive, and I really liked how she did her faces. I don't think that she's on YouTube anymore, unfortunately, but if you happen to find her, she's a really good teacher as well. So that was one of the places that I originally kind of learned how to do dolls and faces. So, but yeah, he's looking so cute. They were really fun to work on. So again, it's not the body style that I'm going to continue with. The only thing that I did not care for was it's a lot of armature. So it's a little hard to stab around the armature. So that's not really the style that I will be going forward with. So if you have difficulty with armature, then you'll like my future tutorials because I will not be using a lot of armature. I do use a little bit of it, just as like, almost like if you would think of a bone in an arm or a bone in a leg, it'll be in there, but I use more jointing. So my dolls will be fully movable, which is really important to me. I felt really, really firm. And then I also like to seal a lot of the skin areas with like a glue mixture so that it's, can be handled and moved around without falling apart. So my style of felting is a little bit different than some others, and that's fine. You kind of have to find your own style. I know like Serafina is a really awesome teacher. She is a little bit of a more loose style felting, and that works really well for her. So, you just have to find your own style. And that's kind of the journey that I've been on over the last couple years, is just figuring out what I like. and how I want my dolls to be. So here I'm putting a little bit of the gray brownish wool in the ear, and it was a little bit too dark for me. So you'll see I use what's called a reverse needle, and that pulls out some of that, the peach or whatever wool color you have underneath. And then you can put it all back in. It kind of helped to blend in the, it was like a little bit too dark. It looked weird. So you can use that reverse needle in that way just to kind of help pull out some other colors. Or I could have put some more peach on top. Or you can always just use the pastel chalks in the ear instead of the wool. And that would help darken it too. But you have to be careful with the pastel chalks because I've made the mistake before of, it having like white teeth in the mouth, and then you go to put the pastel chalks on the lips and it gets all over the teeth. So I definitely made sure that I colored the lips before I put in any teeth. So that's something to keep in mind if you have the pastel chalk and you go to put it on anywhere. It's like makeup. It doesn't really go always where you want it. So it is like a powder. So, just keep that in mind if you're going to use that. So I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I guess this is kind of a little bit of a blog, a studio blog, and a tutorial in one. So just kind of letting you know what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to finish these guys up. And then I have one witch left to finish. So I'll kind of be doing that in between projects. And then I will be starting on my new original project that I wanted to show you. So I might start off showing you a sketch of the idea. And then also if you had an idea, how you would take that from sketching it out to starting. If you wanted to follow along. So it'll be a little bit kind of like a guideline of how you could start from idea to, to finishing. So it's kind of exciting. That's what I'm going to be doing. So yeah. So here I'm just kind of fixing up a little bit of the ears. Some of that brown wool went through to the other side. So I'm just getting that back into place so you can't see it behind. And they'll be getting some hair. I probably will not be doing that on video since that is more of, the class, like I was talking about, the paid class. So this will probably be it for these guys. And then I'll just, post like a final picture or something so you can see how they ended up. But that'll probably be the last little video for these guys. And I'll start in on my new doll and then also just show you, the last witch when she's done. Maybe make a couple shorts here and there just to show you how she's coming out. So here I'm going to put some teeth in. This was really fun. I thought the teeth ended up so cute on this guy. So I was really glad that I added them. I have a little bit of bottom teeth. In the photo that I was going off of, you couldn't really distinguish each tooth. So for this one, I just made like a row of teeth on the bottom. And his mouth was just so fun to do. So I'm using that pen from Dimensions. I have a very fine needle in my pen. I don't really use firm needles hardly at all, really, when I'm doing a face. It's really just the fine needle. I really only use like a medium or firm needle when I'm building maybe like an arm or a stomach, something that I, have to get a lot of movement really quickly. The face is, pretty slow and pretty small movements at a time. So here I'm giving him a little bit of a tongue. So it's like an open mouth, like he's kind of being surprised. So I used a little bit too much wool. I had to really get it in there. Probably could have used a little bit less on that one. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Please do subscribe. It really does help my channel, so I can see who's watching and how, if people are liking the videos. So hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. All that stuff I'm supposed to say, right? So it's been fun. I was so close to giving up on my channel because the video, the thing that holds your camera, mine was so terrible, and I couldn't find, I don't get a lot of time in the day to make videos, so I needed something that I could set up really quickly. Here real quick, I'm just like rolling up the little teeth. They were so cute. So it's just like little bits of white wool, and they just like roll it up into a little ball and just like put it right in. And they just look like little teeth. So I had to stop recording for a minute because I'm sitting outside of a dance studio and people were coming out and slamming doors, car doors and stuff. So anyways, I was looking for a video, something to hold the phone, and something that I could set up quickly over my felting area. So I think I finally found one that I like. It's got a good height, and so you can let me know, if you notice a difference. But it's much easier and quicker to set up, so you can kind of do a little bit here and there. And I really enjoyed making the shorts. They did not take very long to post, and the music was fun to pick out. So I really enjoyed that part of it. So yeah, so it's been working out good. So anyways, here I am, I got all his little teeth in, and just kind of making sure I didn't lose the shape of the mouth. I use that dull needle a lot. So that's one of my favorite tools. Make sure you're not, stretching things out with your felting needles because they will break. So this is a nice, really thick dull needle, and I always have that next to me to work with alongside my felting needles. So it's very useful tool. So he's looking really, really nice right the way that I wanted him. And then as soon as I get everything kind of done, I will seal the face. I had a little bit too much wool in the corner of the mouth there, so it was a little dark. So go ahead and pull that out. The wool is so forgiving. And so as soon as I finish his face and his eyes, I will seal his face up with the glue mixture, and then I will put his hair on. So I debated doing like a brushed out yarn for the hair, but since they're going to be wearing hats, I will probably just take the easy route and needle felt some wool on. So when I make my next doll, I will show you how to do the brushed out yarn, and we'll make they're called wefts, like a little wig, and sometimes you can crochet it on, you can do the wefts, or you can, just needle felt it right onto the doll's head. So I'll show you all of those when we get to hair. I like that better than using the wool. I used the wool on the witches, and it just really matted. So I think I'm going to stick to using the acrylic yarn for the dolls in the future. So, you figure out all this stuff through trial and error, and I think watching, other people's YouTube videos is really helpful because they can experiment for you and then kind of tell you what worked for them, and it saves you time. So, but then too, also, something that I like, or a technique that I like, might not be one that you prefer. So I like to show you different techniques. Let's see, I've showed you glass eyes. I've showed you felted eyes. I have showed you the fabric, putting the little fabric in. And now I am going to show you this method. So, super secret eye method. This was one that I have been wanting to try for quite some time. I'm super excited that it came out well. And here we go. I'm going to tell you what I'm using. So, I went ahead and I just put in the white of the eye, just like you're going to needle felt them. So you have your little eyeball, you put it in the white of the eye. Then you are going to use, it's called gesso or gesso. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sorry about that. But it's Gesso, gesso primer. And what it does is it's used I think they use it to prime canvases maybe for painters. And then I found out about it. I got the idea from an artist. Her name is Wymplewary. Let's see. I'm not going to spell it for you because I'm going to mess it up. But it's Wymplewary. And what she does is she makes cloth dolls. And so, some artists use it on the cloth dolls. And I thought, I wonder if I could use it on the needle felted eye. And it worked. So I wasn't sure if it was going to work. But anyways, you just do the white of the eye. And then you put a layer of this gesso. I really have to find out how to pronounce it. I mean, somebody tell me in the comments, is it gesso or gesso with a G? Well, they're both with a G, but gesso or gesso. And then what you do, you just put a couple layers of that, like 1 or 2 layers, and that seals the wool fibers so that when you put the acrylic paint on, it doesn't absorb. Because I tried painting eyes before, or just painting in general, and the wool just like sucks it up, and it won't really work very well. So this way, there's a layer. It stayed on top. The gesso stayed on top, and then you can paint the acrylic paint on, and it's pretty smooth. If you needle felt through it, like when I did the eyes, and then I did put the eyelid on, and so I needle felted through it a couple times, it will kind of start to crumble and stuff like that. So, try not to poke too many holes in it because it is still paint. So, you can flake it off. So, try not to needle felt through it too much. But I went ahead and then I put the acrylic on. And then I think when I finish these guys, I will probably put 1 layer of like a clear coat varnish, just to see if it'll give the eyes a little bit of a shine when I go ahead and do the glue mixture on the face. So I can show you, I can point that out, when I finish. But it was kind of hard to paint the eyes since the eyelids were on. I at least got it so that the pupils were looking where I wanted them to, because in the past, when I've done my painting before the eyelids, they kind of get a little bit like moved around too much. And then, I've had one like looking off to the side, or the eyes look really weird. I can't get them back to, looking right because I painted them before I put the eyelids, so everything kind of shifts. So I did like that the eyelids were on, but the surface area for me to paint was super tiny. So I had to be really, really careful not to get it all over the place. So if that's, difficult for you, having such a small area to paint, like if your hands aren't very steady, then I would recommend painting them before you put the eyelids on. And that way, it's not such a small, cramped area. So, yeah, so it came out really well. I was really pleased with them. Not quite the shine of like a glass eye, but I was pretty happy with how they came out. So thanks, guys. If you have any more questions, I was kind of rambling on. shoot me a comment and I'll let you know. Thanks.